So thank you, Ajay, for joining in for today's interview. I'm really glad that you
Okay, sir.
joined on time as well. Uh, Ajay, I would like to
Yes.
know something about yourself.
Okay, sir. My name is Ajay Anand Hatkar. Actually, I am from Nanded. My primary and secondary education was completed in my hometown, my hometown, that is Nanded. In my family, there are five peoples, including my parents and my siblings. After that, secondary and higher secondary education, I completed my engineering from Jalgaon University, which is North Maharashtra University. After that, I have no working experience in IT field or related with engineering field. After the graduation, I started personal coaching classes, etc. Uh, After that, I joined the Downtown Coders for IT.
Right. So as you have joined for as a web developer, and the position,
Yes.
the vacancy that we have is also for as a web developer. Why did you choose web development over so many other technologies that we have right now?
Right, sir. Uh, During the graduation, actually, I'm interested in coding and UI developing user interface होता है, as like that user interface जो coding वगैरह होती है, तो after that, due to some financial and family conditions, actually I turned my career or work in other field, but uh, but now I'm back to the technical field.
Okay, that means you are switching your profile from a different field to the IT field, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you have your passion towards web development that you wanted to convey,
Yes, sir.
right? Okay, great. Uh, so yes, Ajay, I would like to ask one more question over here. Is that suppose in the company, suppose you have got hired in our company, okay,
Okay.
and you have been given a task, and so when a task is given or a project is handled within a group, okay. So in that group, if you are facing some problem with one of your colleagues, how you are going to overcome that problem?
Okay. If such situation is happened, then actually my attitude, yeah, my nature is that supportive nature, or I like to work in a group and support with the colleagues and make the environment friendly. And if this situation is happened, then I will more friendly with that particular person, and I convincing it, or I spend much time with him to he knows me very well, and I will sort out some that issues at my own level.
Okay. So you mentioned that you are very supportive in nature, right?
Yes, sir.
So this is the good point of your nature as well, which everyone might like in the industry. Can you please highlight of some of the negative qualities of you that you have that you
Actually,
would
my
like to
negative
overcome in your future? Yeah.
Yes, actually, my I think my negative quality is that if there is a work and I cannot complete that work, yeah, or that technical problem, yeah, जो भी है, if I does not resolve that problem, then I can't sleep with that night. That is my one negative point. or or something that if any problem is happened, then I continuously thinking on that. uh, I I I
Okay.
I forget all the things. थोड़ा एक्सपेंस करने में थोड़ा सा
Okay.
प्रॉब्लम हो रही है काफी दिन में.
Okay. No problem. So as you mentioned that you can't sleep that night, and so don't it get affected? Means don't you, since you are passing a sleepless night. So next day, if you come to work, it might affect your other works because you did not
Right.
sleep at night. So does that happen as well? Means due
No,
to
sir.
not sleeping at night, it is affecting your
uh,
other work.
as much sleep is needed, I will take it.
Okay, nice.
One of my negative point is that I my English is very English conversation is little bit
Uh, that we can
slow.
understand, but never one piece of advice that I would like to give over here. Never means the genuine negative points that you have, do not highlight those points during the time of interview. Because during
Correct.
the time
Yes,
of
sir.
interview, if you highlight those genuine negative points, why will I hire you, right?
Right.
I am over here. I want to hire people. And if there is someone who's better than you, then I won't continue with the interview. So never highlight your negative
Highlighting.
points in this way. Yeah,
Yes.
we'll speak on this when we are going to have the one-to-one feedback after
Yes.
this mock interview.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, chalo, good to know about you as well. Uh, right. So Ajay, right now we would be conducting absolutely technical questions related to your HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Primarily, we are going to focus on JavaScript today. However, there will be some questions related to HTML and CSS as well.
Okay.
So, are you up for it?
Sorry, sir.
Okay. So, are you ready for it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So, the first question that I would like to ask to you is that what is JavaScript?
uh, JavaScript is a is a scripted language which markups or which um, which enables the user to make the HTML page dynamic, like that HTML page dynamic. Like for example, more animations and all of these other things.
Okay,
It makes
okay.
dynamic the HTML page.
So, to make the HTML page dynamic, we basically use JavaScript. That is your
JavaScript,
answer.
which is scripted
Okay,
language.
fine. So, I think you might have heard about different data types of JavaScript as well.
Yes, sir. Actually,
Can you please name
in
the data types? Yeah.
yes, yes, sir. Actually, there are two data types in JavaScript. One is uh, primitive data types, and another is non-primitive data types. Primitive data types are the um, what is which values is fixed. If you declare any variable, yeah, any or any variable, if you declared, after that you cannot change its values. That are the primitive data types, जो कि जिसे बोलते हैं नॉन चेंजेबल. Okay. Or non-primitive data types are the which are changeable or variables. For example, primitive data types are numbers, variables, string, integers, big integers, undefined, etc. And non-primitive data types are the objects, arrays, and functions. That are
Okay. So I'll follow up with another question that what is the use of isNaN function in JavaScript?
yes. Sorry, sir.
IsNaN function. ISNAN. Have you heard about this? IsNaN.
Actually,
So
man.
I'll just post this question on the chat. If you can see the chat, then I think you can have a better view.
Not a number.
Yeah,
Not a number.
yeah,
Not a number function.
yeah. What is the use of this?
Uh, to find whether it is a number or a string or any other data types.
So
Actually,
what
I am
happens?
little.
Means if you pass,
Actually, I am
yeah, yeah.
little bit confused about that.
Okay, okay, no issues.
But it is
Uh,
related to. But it is related to not a number. That means if it is a number, if is it a number or not? Something like such.
okay, okay, no issues. You got confused over here. No problem. So let me just ask you one question related to HTML. Okay. So first, the most easiest question it can be. What is the full form of HTML?
HTML is a hypertext markup language.
Okay, fine. And what is hypertext markup language? What is HTML? Can you define HTML? What is the definition of HTML?
HTML. Sorry, sir. Actually, I forgot
Okay,
that particular definition.
no issues. Fine. So since you have been working in HTML, you might have worked on HTML5, and you might be aware of the other versions of HTML like HTML4. So what is the difference between HTML4 and HTML5?
Actually, HTML4 and HTML difference is that in HTML5 we can store the data in two ways, like that local data storage and session data storage. But in HTML4 it is different. HTML5 has some advanced features like that storing of data.
As you're telling that it's different, what is the difference? Do you know?
HTML5,
You need to be
HTML5,
very particular with your answers. Yeah. Yes, continue, please.
only one difference is I know that HTML5 has more particular, more advantages like that data storing capacity, and in HTML5 gives the max 10 Mbps, 10 MB PS data we can be stored in
Okay.
local storage and session storage.
Okay. So Shubdeep, I would like to ask a few questions of CSS.
Yes.
Yeah. So Ajay, do you know the block element and inline element in CSS?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Actually, block level elements are the elements which takes the full width or full size of that that line, and inline elements are the elements which takes uh, the original size.
Okay.
For example, inline element is for example, image can uh, take the size or length as it has, or block level elements take his one complete parent complete line.
Okay. Div, can you tell me div is which type of element? Inline or block?
div is div is a block level elements.
Okay. And what about the span?
Span is the inline element.
Okay. Uh, okay. So uh, there will be another question. So can you tell me what are the different type of CSS selectors are there?
CSS selectors, there are some type of CSS selectors, ID selector, which is unique in the HTML our code. Next is class selector. After that, tag selector, query selector, and query selector all.
Okay. Okay, fine. So, can you tell me whether JavaScript is case sensitive or not?
Yes, JavaScript is a case sensitive.
What do you mean by case sensitive?
Case sensitive means if you write JavaScript in lower case and another JavaScript word in uppercase, then JavaScript take it as two different words.
Okay, means like if we defined any word in uppercase and trying to fetch that word, sorry,
With the
variable,
lowercase.
yeah, variable using lowercase, so that is not allowed. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So suppose one HTML is there and some text is there inside paragraph, and I want to convert all those letters in uppercase. Which CSS property we will use? Can you see our names like Amol Khaire? First letter is like capital, and for the
Yes, yes.
Khaire first letter is capital. So if I want to make whole the name in cap means capital, so how we will convert using CSS? Which property we have to use?
Two uppercase. Two
I'm not
uppercase.
asking. I'm not asking in JavaScript. I'm asking using CSS.
Uh, using CSS. Block is the property. Sorry, sir. I forget it.
Okay, no problem. So I'm putting a question on the chat section once again. You just need to tell me the output of this, which is 3 plus 2 plus 7. 7 is in inverted comma. What will be the output of
Ja-
this in JavaScript?
JavaScript engine convert that numbers into string. So 3 plus 2 counted adding as a number 3 plus 2 5, but result 5 and that string. JavaScript engine that convert that 5 as a string, and it makes a result as a 57.
Okay. So have you used or heard the terminology as this keyword in JavaScript?
Yes, sir.
What is that this
Actually,
keyword?
these keyword is represent his parental object. Uh, if we use this actually वो एग्जांपल के हिसाब से मैं बता सकता हूँ. सपोज एक ऑब्जेक्ट है तो उसमें अगर दिस कीवर्ड
In
एक
English, please. Please use English.
if there is any object and inside that object we use that this keyword, so that this keyword is mentioned or which shows the his object.
Okay. Okay. So I think you have handled different kinds of exceptions as well in JavaScript. So which are the keywords? Listen to my question. Which are the keywords that are used to handle exceptions?
So
You are not aware of. Okay.
Okay. I will ask a question on JavaScript. So, do you know local variable and global variable in JavaScript?
yes, sir. Local and global variable. The two variables are concerned with local scope and global scope. If we use local variable, that means a variable which value or which uh, assigned in that particular scope.
Yeah.
Which
What do you mean by scope? That
scope?
particular.
Scope is the functional area or working area. Let's suppose there is a function. Okay, there is a function. So inside that function, that is the functional scope, or
Okay.
outside that whole particular our page, that is the global scope.
Okay. Suppose.
If any value,
Yeah. 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 Please go on.
uh,
Okay.
if any variable, if any variable there is any variable, or we if we assign that, if we declare that variable globally, that means we can reassign, or not that means we can use throughout the page, anywhere we can use that variable. Or if there is a variable which is within the function, that variable we cannot use outside that function.
Okay. So if I want to declare one global variable, so is there any particular syntax to declare that?
Yes, variable, global variable, to declare global variable, we use variable var.
And for the local variable?
For the local variable, we use let and constants.
Okay. Suppose
That
in
is the most.
okay.
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. Suppose you said like there is one function. Let's say one function is there like add,
Yeah.
which is doing the addition. So function is there add.
Oh,
So inside that, suppose if I want to declare one variable, let's say I have declared one variable where a. If
yes.
uh, if I have declared using where keyword, and if I am trying to access outside the function, will that be accessible? You said like for the local variable we are using let keyword, right? So instead of let, if we use where keyword, then will that be accessible outside of function?
Yes, sir. Because where is the global variable?
Okay, means you are saying if we are declaring the any variable using where keyword, then that is global.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
I'm little bit confused in that.
Okay.
But where is the global variable? We can.
No
Yes, sir.
issues. No issues. No problem.
Yeah. So means like another question on same means concept. Suppose there is one variable called where a, and that is declared as global, and again there is one function like add. Inside that, one local variable is declared using where a. This name are same, local and global variables names are same, and I am using that variable inside that add function. So which variable value will be accessible? Suppose for the
If
global, yeah, suppose for global variable I have assigned value 1, and for local variable I have assigned value 2, and both variables name is same like a, and I am trying to access inside that function, so which value will be accessible?
uh, that functional, that variable which declares in function, that value can be accessible within the function. If you face that value outside that function, then it takes global variables value.
Okay, so you are saying inside that function that local variable is variable value is accessible. So right, suppose I want to
Yes, sir.
yeah, I want to access that global variable value instead of local variable value. How we can do that? Means is that possible? Or if possible, then
Yes,
how
sir.
we can
Yes,
do
sir.
this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, how we can
It
access?
is possible
How we can access?
by using redeclaration.
No, no. I want to access value of global variable inside the function, and same, and I have declared local variable with same name, but instead of local variable, I have to use global variable inside that
we
function.
we can assign, sir. We can assign, we can
We can use,
we can use that global variables value inside the function. It
yeah,
is
but how?
accessible.
Yeah,
It
but
is
how?
accessible. It is accessible, no?
See, actually, with the same name, we have declared that variable inside that function. Means local variable name and global variable names are same.
One minute, sir. In that situation, suppose that variable declare, if we check that value in console, it printed as not defined in the function.
Okay.
Okay, no issues. Have you ever used respond.js?
Sorry,
Have you ever used respond.js? What is the use of respond.js?
to convert that file into JavaScript file, we use generally we use app.js.
Okay. So Amol, I'm done from my side. Do you have any more questions to ask to Ajay?
Yeah. Give me a minute. Yeah. Can we style any element using JavaScript? Suppose I want to apply CSS to HTML element using JavaScript. Can we do that?
Sorry.
Suppose we want to apply CSS using
Hmm.
JavaScript to any HTML element, then can we do that?
Yes, sir. By
Yeah.
using dot style, by using that dot style.
Okay. Suppose I want to apply color to any element, then dot style inside that.
Suppose we want to apply the color in that particular div, so we can write as a div dot style
Okay.
dot that property name.
Okay.
Co- Color is equal to जो भी है वो property value is equal to property value in quote double quote.
Okay. Uh, yeah. Tell me, suppose if I want to check data type of JavaScript variable, then how we can check?
By using the type of which defines the type of that
Okay.
variable, whether it is a string or number or
Okay.
boolean.
Yeah. Suppose if I have declared one variable but didn't assign any value to that, and I am trying to print type of that variable, what will be the output?
It shows as a undefined. That means variable is declared but value is not assigned. And another term is there is another term which is undefined,
Okay.
uh, which means variable is not declared and variable it has not assigned. Variable is not declared yet.
Okay. Yeah. Yes, Shubdeep, I am done from my side.
Okay. So, so with this, we come to the end of today's mock interview. There are many areas of improvement, Ajay, that we will be discussing when we are going to have a one-to-one session.
Yes, sir.
So I guess you can also understand right now the mistakes that you are committing. The most important thing is communication. You will have to start
Yes.
developing your communication skill because uh, even if you become very strong in your technicals, if you are not able to communicate or give the answers in the way that is required to be given, you won't get selected in any interview. Okay,
Actually,
so
I'm
we will
working
work
on
on
that.
that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we need to work on that. And also, I'll request you to, whenever you are practicing or whenever you are learning the things, just ensure that you make a note of it and learn to the point. Okay, few answers you were very close, however you did not complete your answers properly. For that reason, that answer did not make any sense. We will discuss during the time of our one-to-one sessions. But yes, that is a factor that has happened. But anyways, since this was your first interview in the IT field, so definitely there will be some hiccups. But don't have to worry. Okay, so just learn from the mistakes and make sure that you do not repeat those mistakes in your future interview sessions. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Having said that, thank you for being here, and we'll definitely speak later. Okay.
Thank you.
I guess the problem is that means if we ask some practical questions, like suppose how to check data type and all those things, then he is able to answer that question. But where
Right.
it comes to like still by the theoretical way, then he is not able to express himself.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
That is the
Right.
problem.
I
I
yeah
actually I know much more about that, but I can't express it
Yes. So that
properly.
is very important, because if I know, but if I am not able to explain the person in sitting in
Yes.
front of me, that won't be of any use, right?
yeah right.
So yes, practically you are strong. However, coming into theoretical part, you will have to work
Yes.
hard a lot.
I I
Okay,
can't explain that. Everything is
I guess
in my mind.
yeah I guess
that what I
Ajay,
mentioned when I started. Yes, I'm
yeah, yeah, Ajay is doing study and thinking in Marathi. I guess
Yeah, yeah,
he is
yeah.
not able to convert it in English.
Yes, sir.
So वो एक मतलब हिंदी में एक कहावत है ना, जो दिखता है वही बिकता है, राइट?
Yes, sir. सही है.
तो
Yes, sir.
ऐसा है वो, अगर आपने स्टडी किया है लेकिन आप अगर एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाओगे तो फिर सामने वाले को पता नहीं
yes.
चलेगा,
So
राइट?
basically, you are going to sell yourself during the time of interview, and if
Yes,
राइट,
you are not able to sell yourself in a proper way, no one is going to pay you, right? Because the for doing a job. So if you have to sell yourself properly. Anyways, we will get into those details, not today, but by this week we will be doing the one-to-one sessions and everything. With that, thank you Ajay for joining in,
thank you.
and we'll speak soon once again. Okay,
Thank you.
थैंक्स अजय, थैंक्स दीप.
thank you very much. Thank you Amol.